For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today, and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
Joining us now from the Dare County Arts Council Executive Director.
Come to this happy place. Welcome.
News team, assemble!
Joining us live because if you want to know anything about the Outer Banks, Sam Walker's the dude to fill you in.
The sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man trying to send back soup in a deli.
Always appreciate talking to you.
Always good stuff with Sam Walker in the Outer Banks.
Now here's Les Nessman and the news.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to OBX Today for November 2nd, 2021. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm Sam Walker. Glad you're along with us. Presented by Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. It's OBX Today Live on Facebook, on the OBX Today Facebook page, and on the Sam Walker OBX YouTube channel. Coming up, Jessica Sands, who's Executive Director of the Dare County Arts Council, is going to join us. Give us a preview of all the Veterans Week activities that are coming up. They start this coming weekend on the Outer Banks and run right on through next week. Whole lot of great stuff is planned out to celebrate veterans here on the Outer Banks this coming week, and we're going to be talking all about that. It is Election Day in North Carolina and several other states. Of course, Virginia being all the focus around the country, but here in North Carolina, it is Municipal Election Day as voters go to the polls in many of the towns and cities across North Carolina. Now, some are not having elections today. Part of that's, and that's because of the delays in getting census data to do the redistricting that those cities would need. That includes Elizabeth City, Ahoskie, Edenton, and also Plymouth here in Northeast North Carolina. But the rest of the towns are having their election day, including, of course, in Dare County. And there are two changes to the polling places. We talked about it yesterday, but reminder that Southern Shores voters will be going to Kitty Hawk Elementary School today, and in Nags Head, residents there are voting at the Nags Head Elementary School. Those are two changes from previous municipal elections. The rest of the normal locations in Duck at Town Hall, Kitty Hawk at Town Hall, Kidulville Hills also at Town Hall. They have no contested races in Kidulville Hills, and Manio voting at the Dare County government complex today. So Election Day going on. Polls open until 7:30. Here in North Carolina, polls are 6:30 to 7:30, whereas in Virginia it's 6 to 7. So it'll be 7:30. So those who want to go out and vote, just get out there and vote today in those towns. And we'll have the results posted up at obxtoday.com tonight. Now, in other parts of North Carolina, we talked about how their elections in some of the towns, such as in Durham and Chapel Hill, they got the mayoral elections. Some of the Wake County towns, most of the towns in North Carolina are voting today. But again, your larger cities such as Charlotte and Raleigh, and as I said, Elizabeth City and Plymouth, Edenton, and also Ahoskie not voting today. They're going to do that in March on primary day. For the midterms. So just remember that. Some of the other headlines we're following at obxtoday.com and at Jam Media Solutions is last night, or yesterday morning rather, the Dare County Board of Commissioners met. They set a public hearing for their next meeting on November the 15th, when they will allow comment and then likely will vote on a proposal to build apartments at the Hatteras Island Plaza. That's the Food Lion Shopping Center in Avon. The owners of that plaza have submitted a request to have for rezoning to allow residential units of that shopping center. They're going to tear down the old movie theater that's over by Ace at the Hatteras Island Plaza. Tear that down and put in, their proposal is to put in 20 apartments in a complex there and to provide worker housing. This is the first concerted effort since Dare County has been working to try and address its housing crisis, the worker housing shortage in Dare County. This is the first proposal we've seen to get to this point, and the public hearing will be held on the 15th for that, and then the commissioners are likely to vote for approval. The primary goal is to be able to have housing for workers at Hatteras Island Plaza for the Food Lion there and the other shops. That's why the owners do it. But it will be available to others. But it will be for residential. It's not going to be for vacation rentals. The whole goal of this is for to be able to provide worker housing. And this is something that Dare County Board of Commissioners and business owners here on the Outer Banks have been pushing for, is to expand worker housing. Of course, there is a proposal in the state budget that would shift a large sum of money from the state to Dare County to also allow more to help with building more worker housing. There's discussions about building apartment complex in parts of unincorporated Roanoke Island and elsewhere. So this is just one of the first steps in that. And this would allow the density that's required to have an apartment complex to be approved. That's really what the vote is for. But it looks like this should go through. The Dare County Planning Board's already given its approval of the amendments, and now it just has to go to the Board of Commissioners. But a public hearing has to be held, and that's coming up on November the 15th. Cape Hatteras National Seashore. New numbers from actually the Outer Banks Visitors Bureau, but Cape Hatteras National Seashore still on pace to shatter its overall attendance record this year. 390,994 visitors were reported during the month of September. That's the second highest since the National Seashore was established in 1953. It's in the top 5 busiest all time, trailing just 2002 when 466,000 recreational visits were recorded, and just ahead of last year when 345,000. So far, according to the Outer Banks Visitors Bureau numbers, 2.6 million visitors have come through Cape Hatteras National Seashore since through the end of September. Already, the year-to-date figure is higher than the total number of annual visitors for the past 4 years. And January through September is already 17,000 higher than the total number of visitors last year, which was the highest number in 17 years. Again, it's going to end up probably being the most ever. Now, the way that's recorded is counting the number of vehicles headed southbound onto the Mart Bass Night Bridge, or just north of there, right at the Oregon Inlet, and then using a multiplier to estimate the total number of passengers heading south, and then they add up the number of passengers that come on to Ocracoke from the Cedar Island and Swan Quarter ferries. That's how those numbers are tracked by the Visitors Bureau and Cape Hatteras National Seashore. So it looks like that record year that we are right in the middle of is expected to continue. All right, it is OBX Today here on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us this morning. The number of new COVID-19 cases in North Carolina reached a 3-month low yesterday, with just 1,096 reported. That's the fewest since July 20th. The trend of declines also continuing on the mainland, with the Albemarle Regional Health Services reporting just 260 cases on Friday in their 8-county territory. They did report 5 deaths, including one in Currituck, in that 7-day period. Dare County's numbers come out on Tuesday, the weekly report, although they do update daily online, but they do a weekly extensive report, and those will be coming out today. Meanwhile, the worldwide death toll from the coronavirus reached 5 million yesterday. The U.S. alone has recorded over 745,000 lives lost. That's the most of any country on planet Earth. All right, it's OBX Today here on Facebook and YouTube as we roll through this Tuesday morning. A couple other headlines to get to. One more, as we've said the last couple of days, reminder that the Hatteras Ocracoke ferry route's now on the off-season winter schedule starting today with 18 trips from each side. That'll last until Easter. Departures start at 5 a.m. from Hatteras, 4:30 a.m. from Ocracoke, and run basically on the hour, top of the hour from Hatteras, bottom of the hour from Ocracoke. But that does vary at certain times of the day. And the Swan Quarter and Cedar Island routes who have been on their winter schedule since late September, early October, as season winding down, or at least from that aspect, although it's still pretty daggone busy. All right, more of OBX Today Live is coming up here, so stick around.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today, and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
Our pet of the week for this week is Red. This sweet and handsome fella is about 5 years old and came to us as a stray. Red spent some time in a great foster home. He is fully house trained, will retrieve a ball all day long, but also enjoys his relaxation time. Red loves to ride in the car and will be the best companion. He would prefer to be the only animal in the home. To adopt Red or foster one of our other animals, you can come visit us Monday through Saturday at our shelter located in Manteo. This week, join us at the Magnolia Pavilion in downtown Manteo, Sunday, November 7th from 2 to 4 p.m. The band Manteo Murphy will be playing to benefit the OBX SPCA. For more information, visit our website at www.obxspca.org or visit our OBX SPCA Facebook page.
Joining us now from the Dare County Arts Council, Executive Director Jessica Sands. Our first chance to talk with her here on OBX Today Live, presented by Gallup Funeral Services. And Jessica, thanks for joining us. Busy times for you. I know you've gotten over the last couple of months getting adjusted to being the Executive Director. I know it's been a big change and you're getting thrown right into the fire. I know with all types of stuff going on, and the next 2 weeks are very busy for you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having me, first of all. It's great to finally catch up. Yeah, we're kicking off our Veterans Week on Friday with a concert here, and we'll be doing some stuff all week, ending with our Veterans Writing Workshop, which we're really excited about. So,
well, yeah, and of course, the Friday night concert is part of the First Friday series that goes on in downtown Manteo. Let's run right through who you got coming.
Yeah, we've got Morgan Creek Bluegrass Band. They'll be playing hopefully out in the courtyard if the weather holds up. If not, we'll have them somewhere under some coverage. But they'll be here 6 to 8 in Manteo, downtown Manteo, for First Friday. And then actually next Thursday, we have another on Veterans Day from 6 to 9. We have Trick Fly playing at the backyard of Jack Brown's. So we're really excited about those two concerts coming up. Do you want me to talk about the writing workshop now?
Yeah, well, we'll get to that in a second, because I want to mention
cool.
about being able to have events again, obviously, now that we're, progressing outside of the COVID restrictions and things like that. And the Arts Council was very, very safe and careful with that and been able to really come up with some unique ways to do your programming. We saw that last year with all the Veterans Day activities going on, including the writing workshop, be able to bring it back in person. I know you guys are excited about that, but also the fact that you're able to use so many of our different venues here on the Outer Banks, and so many of the businesses have got them all. You just mentioned about how Jack Brown's is going to have an event. And that's the thing about the Dare County Arts Council. You guys aren't just limited to having things there in downtown Mania. You're having them all over the beach and be able to bring people in different parts of the community together.
Yeah, we're so fortunate to have wonderful partnerships with places all over the Outer Banks to help put on our events. And we're really excited to have in-person concerts and in-person workshops again. You know, the Zoom stuff was great when we had no other choice, but there's nothing like being together with people. Nothing like it.
And let's get into the writing workshop, because you guys are such a big part of the Veterans Week programming that you guys are able to put on, not just Dare County Arts Council, but so many other groups. Tell us more about what the Veterans Writing Workshop is all about.
Yeah, so this is actually the 8th year of the Veterans Writing Workshop. We partnered with the DC-based company, the Veterans Writing Project, and we bring in professional writers, teachers who are also veterans to lead a free workshop for veterans, active military, and their families. So we're, again, excited to partner with the Coastal Studies Institute. They're going to be hosting the workshop the weekend of November 13th and 14th. It's a 2-day, full-day workshop. We still have about 2 spots left if there's anyone interested who might want to participate, but beginners, experienced writers, it's open to anyone with a veterans connection that's interested in maybe starting out or working on that project they've been thinking about. And it's going to touch upon kind of the basics of poetry, fiction, nonfiction, and we're really excited. You
mentioned and when you talk about it being Veterans Writing Workshop, but it's not just for those who are active duty, retired, that were veterans, but their family members as well. And that was the thing last year with the workshop focused on that, was with spouses of those who had lost someone. That's something that you're able to do. It's not just limited to one group. It's really anyone who's a veteran or their family that's involved. What's this year like? What's this year's theme going to be?
So it's just called A Guide to Telling Your Stories. We kind of brought it back a little bit less focused just because we're getting back into it and we want to pull in, anyone who's at any level of any project that they're working on. And yeah, families of these military members and veterans are just as important and just as affected by the work that they do, that they're just, we'd love to hear their stories and their perspectives on it as well. So.
Jessica Sands is the executive director of the Dare County Arts Council. She's here with us on OBX Today Live, presented by Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. And we mentioned about the First Friday concert. You've got the Veterans Week concert that'll be coming up on November 11th. Some other stuff that's going to be going on around the area, not just what's directly involved with Veterans Week for you guys, but there are a lot of activities. I know this is something that the Outer Banks Visitors Bureau has been able to take on and really has been a big part of getting this and making sure these events can happen.
Yeah, they are a huge sponsor. We could not do it without the Outer Banks Visitors Bureau, that's for sure. And we're really proud to put together a calendar of events and a listing of, discounts and offerings that are available to veterans, not only next week, but all year long. So on our website, we actually have a link to all the ceremonies going on. There's ceremonies in every town on Veterans Day. Most of them are at 11 a.m. I think the Kill Devil Hills one might be at 12:30. So they can find ceremonies there. They can find any offerings of discounted services or restaurant, discounts. And then also check out the Veterans Advisory Council website. They have a huge list of businesses that offer mostly 10% off all year round, and you can get a veterans card for Dare County. So all of that's linked to our website, darearts.org. So
yep, and just search Veterans Directors right there, very first thing that pops up on the website.
Oh, cool.
Yep. And speaking of which, with the Dare Arts Council, getting into November, once this Veterans Week stuff wraps up. I know we had talked about it by email earlier that you've got 2 exhibits are going to be switching out here and the new stuff coming in, but we're going to be going into Christmas, all the different activities. Can you run through just a couple of other things you got coming up here in November?
Let's see. We've got Nancy Harvey's Flora and Fauna exhibit opens this Friday. It's going to be beautiful mannequins with live flowers. It's going to be amazing. And then we've got Rob Snyder coming in on November 19th, opening with his exhibit. So he'll be having an opening night. So we kind of have 2 First Friday things happening. Let's see. December. I haven't even looked at December. Let's see. Let me check my calendar here. Of course, we also have kids' art parties going on. They fill up real quick. So if you're interested, call us to get on the waiting list for those. And in December, actually, we have Gail Midget coming in, and she'll be our extra additional exhibit for December. And then, of course, there's the big Christmas tree lighting coming up. There'll be tons of stuff going on in downtown Manio on that Friday. I think it's December 3rd. So that's kind of wrapping up our year, I think.
Yep.
So it's good to be wrapping it up soon.
And one thing that was the last year was the shopping opportunity that Dare Arts Council offers. Had the online store last year. Is that planned to be brought back, or how's that going to work as far as folks that want to shop at the gallery this year?
We are kind of moving away a little bit from the online store because it's a lot of maintenance, and we're wide open for people to come in. So we have something for everybody. We have amazing artists. We're actually next week jurying in new artists to the gallery. So we've definitely got stuff for the holidays. We'll be open right up to Thanksgiving, and then halfway through December up till the day before Christmas Eve. So if people want to get some shopping done, they should definitely come by and see us. We're open Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 5 and Saturday from 10 to 4.
Jessica Sanchez, Executive Director of the Dare County Arts Council, with us here on OBX Today Live, presented by Gallup Funeral Services. And Jessica, I've been running the video that Current TV did on the Courtyard project here on the show. I know you guys are just been thrilled with how that has been received in the community and what you've been able to do with it so far. And with all the different events you got going on, like I said, First Friday coming up, and if the weather holds, I know that space has really become a very valuable addition to the Dare County Arts Council.
Yeah, we're excited about it. We're hoping to expand our offerings from what we do inside the building to bigger, louder, messier, all those kinds of things outside, more performance, more literary arts, more kids stuff. We had a lovely courtyard opening day from that video. It was so fun. And we would love to take suggestions from the community. If they have ideas of things they'd love to see out there, we would love to hear from everybody. We want the community, both the town of Manio and Dare County, to think of it as, our community space. And heck, it's so fun to just go sit out there and have lunch with a friend, or, just have some downtime. It's lovely, and we're excited to see what happens next year. So.
All right, it's the Outer Banks Veterans Week starts this week, Friday. Jessica, run back through the schedule of events that you guys have got coming up.
Yep, we got Friday, Morgan Creek Bluegrass Band will be playing here in downtown Manio at the Arts Council. Next Thursday, we've got Trick Fly Rock and Roll at Jack Brown's. That's 6 to 9. And then, of course, we've got the Veterans Writing Workshop Saturday and Sunday next weekend at Coastal Studies Institute. We still have a few spots left, and everything's on our website at darearts.org.
Jessica, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. It was so great to talk to you. I hope we can do it again soon.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today, and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
Joining us now from Jam Media Solutions has launched a new one-stop shop website design and maintenance company called Jam Digital Services. WordPress powers approximately 1/3 of all the web, including some of the largest and most complex properties on the internet, including OBXtoday.com. For businesses, your website's the face of your company online. Jam Digital Services puts your best face forward with a beautiful, custom-designed website that looks and functions great on all devices from desktop to mobile. All packages include basic SEO services to help your website rank highly on Google and Bing, along with social media integration and contact forms to help customers reach you easily. And you won't have to find a home for your website. All packages include fast, secure hosting and maintenance and security updates for one fair monthly price. Jam Digital Services also providing additional services such as email marketing, mobile geofencing, search and site retargeting, and video services. For more information, visit jamdigitalservices.com or click on the ad at obxtoday.com to see how we can build a website for you. Back here on OBX Today, presented by Gallup Funeral Services, on the OBX Today Facebook page and Sam Walker OBX YouTube channel. North Carolina Marine Fisheries Commission will be meeting later this month and is expected to consider approving the draft Coastal Habitat Protection Plan 2021 amendment. They'll be meeting November 17th through 19th down in Emerald Isle. The plan is the state's long-term plan to improve coastal fisheries through habitat protection and enhancement efforts. Was initially adopted in December of 2004. Now, also that we'll be voting this coming week, the following week, next week, will be the North Carolina Environmental Management Commission when they meet in Raleigh, and the Coastal Resources Commission, they meet next week as well in Atlantic Beach. This past summer, all three of those groups did approve the draft and appendix for public review. Now the three commissions must approve the draft 2021 amendment. Now, also on the agenda for the Marine Fisheries Commission is selecting preferred management options for the Shrimp Fishery Management Plan Amendment 2 and sending that draft plan for departmental review. Review the draft Southern Flounder Fishery Management Plan Amendment 3 and send it out for public comment and advisory committee review. We'll see if that includes possibly expanding the flounder season. It doesn't look like that will happen. We only had a 2-week recreational flounder season and essentially 2 weeks in the commercial sector as well at various times here in the fall. But it doesn't look like they're going to open that up much more if the numbers did stay where they were as far as the catch numbers were concerned. Also, the commission plans to approve the goals and objectives of the draft North Carolina Fishery Management Plan for interjurisdictional fisheries Amendment 2. That's for the waters that are managed both by the Marine Fisheries Division of Marine Fisheries and also the Wildlife Resources Commission. Also coming up on the schedule, there will be final approval of amendments and readoption of a slate of rules under a mandatory periodic review schedule that includes rules prohibiting the repacking of foreign crab meat in North Carolina. That's been something that the commission's been working on for about 2 years since that federal case of a processor down in Terrell County was charged with and eventually found guilty or admitted guilt to taking foreign crab meat and repackaging it and trying to pass it off as from North Carolina. This just formalizes penalties for doing that. This has been something the commission has been working on for about 2 years. There will also discuss additional labeling requirements for repacked foreign crab meat, including selection of preferred management option, approval of associated proposed language for rulemaking, and approving a slate of nominees for a seat on the South Atlantic Fishery Management Council. So again, the Marine Fisheries Commission meeting down at Emerald Isle, that will be coming up on the 17th with a public comment period, and come up the 18th with their business meeting on the 18th. and the 19th. The North Carolina Office of Recovery and Resilience last week committed to funding more than 1,000 new affordable housing units in regions of the state hit hard by Hurricanes Matthew and Florence. About $53.5 million of the state's share of federal recovery funds are being used in a deal with the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency and the public housing authorities in Lumberton and Wilson and Cumberland County. This also is going to assist in putting some housing in other coastal areas that were impacted by Matthew and Florence. And we go back, how much is still being done to recover from Hurricane Matthew all those many years ago. Another day of delays for those trying to fly on American Airlines. Flights out of RDU have been impacted the last couple of days. Some flights in Greenville also impacted by that, and Norfolk, of course. 3 flights already been canceled this morning out of RDU. That's not quite where they were on Monday and Sunday when things got really bad. American said they hope to get things back on track yesterday with 1,800 flight attendants returning from leave, but 500 flights were still canceled across American's network. The company said they hope to get back to normal today. Governor Roy Cooper yesterday vetoed a bill that would have reined in gubernatorial powers during an emergency like the COVID-19 pandemic. The governor vetoed Monday a measure that would have required other elected officials to sign off on long-term emergency declarations. Would have allowed the Council of State would have had their say on emergencies that were more than a week. Emergency actions lasted more than a week. The General Assembly on having to sign off on anything past 45 days. Governor Cooper was expected to veto that bill, and he did yesterday. Meanwhile, in Raleigh, the General Assembly could be wrapping up work in the next 2 weeks now that they're ready to go with redistricting. That's happening this week, and maybe a budget deal has been reached and it could be voted on next week. Legislative maps finally have been made public, and looks like that out here in the Northeast, we're going to get kind of carved up in a variety of districts, congressional, House, and State House and State Senate, with a lot of changes possibly coming here in the Northeast, including one that would have a House district that splits Dare County. Still not clear on that map whether the line is at the Kitty Hawk Southern Shores line or Kitty Hawk Kill Devil Hills. Hopefully we'll get an answer on that today, but it looks like the maps that are going to be moving forward are going to really divide up northeastern North Carolina much more than it's been, at least on the legislative side, in quite some time. Congressional, it looks like for the most part, we may end up staying in one district or go back to or stay where we're at right now, which is kind of the first district, third district situation with Currituck and Dare in separate districts and the rest of the Northeast in District 1. But there are maps that get all the counties here in the Northeast together into one district. Let's see. We'll take another break and come back with a look at the tropics, the latest on Wanda. And are we going to see anything that's going to get us into the auxiliary list? That's coming up. So stay right here on OBX Today Live.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
All right, time for the tropical update here on OBX Today. And not much out there. Wanda's the only thing. She's about 2,000 miles east of us, is starting to make a little bit more of an easterly movement, but more north than east, and going to stay going north at least until sometime, by the weekend. Then it's going to become a post-tropical cyclone. The Azores may actually get threatened by Wanda. Let's see. Here is her latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center as of 5 a.m. It's shows, as you can see, still is a tropical storm through Thursday, drifting northeast, and then becoming post-tropical on Friday, and then heading off towards the Azores over the weekend. So still, possibility that it could give somebody on land a problem, but nothing for us. And as you could see on the tropical weather outlook, the 5-day, there is one area down Central America that is probably going to go into the Pacific and is expected to develop there, but nothing else in the next 5 days for us. That one area that was east of Africa yesterday has run into some very unfavorable winds and has been knocked down by that. So tropics very quiet right now. Looking ahead to our weather forecast situation here, we'll get to that in just a second. Let's jump in on sports. Yesterday, it was the high school soccer playoffs getting underway, and not a good day on the first round side for the locals. Perquimans beat Lakewood 6-4. Northeastern beat Burlington Cummings 2-1. Mania with a 2-1 win over North Lenoir, and First Flight with a 9-0 win over Rocky Mount. They were the only local teams to win yesterday. Ocracoke lost to Eno River Academy. River Mill over Gates. Roanoke Rapids down Camden. James Keenan beat Pasquotank. Edenton lost to Green Central. And Currituck lost to CB Aycock. So just Perquimans, Mania, Northeastern, and First Flight are left. Head into round 2 tomorrow in the soccer playoffs. The volleyball regionals are tonight. The regional championships, Camden is hosting Bartlett Yancey. That's at 6 o'clock tonight in the 2A East Regional Final. The winners, of course, advancing to the state championships at Reynolds Coliseum on Saturday in Raleigh. All right, OBX Today Weather Center forecast. Let's see. Let me pull up what our map looks like here as we get. Here's how things look this morning. Kind of a cool start with a few showers out towards the mountains out in West Virginia and Kentucky. There's even some snow this morning. Saw some snowfall at Snowshoe out in West Virginia this morning. Here's how things look later today. We're going to be in the upper 60s as we did have a weak front go through last night. Another little disturbance coming through tonight may bring us a bit of shower activity as that front comes through overnight tonight. Then behind that, the winds pick up and it's going to be downright cool. We're only going to get barely into the 60s tomorrow with a pretty stiff north wind. Looks like that's going to kind of stay. We are looking at a little bit of a low pressure system offshore for Thursday and into Friday, but that should move off quickly. But behind, a front's going to come through. So Thursday and Friday look like they're the wet days and a little windy. Then the weekend, not bad, although this another system may hang up low off of the Georgia coast, may hang up and give us a bit of a spotty shower activity possible for Saturday night and into Sunday. And that low just kind of slowly meanders away from us over the next couple of days and into the early part of next week. So again, that OBX Today Weather Center forecast for today looks like we're going to be dealing with sunny skies today, high 67 and a northeast wind at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. For tonight, mostly cloudy, maybe a shower around midnight as that weak front goes through. With lows down to 50, it's going to get breezy. North winds at 15 to 20, gusts to 25. Wednesday, cloudy and a high of just 56 with north winds 15 to 25. Maybe a little chance of rain Wednesday night and 50. Chance of rain Thursday with a high 59. Friday, chance of rain and 61, and it's going to be breezy I guess I'm going to need the frog togs for sure. Fishing the big Hatteras on Thursday and Friday. We got a lot of folks coming down for the big Hatteras in surf fishing tournament Thursday and Friday. We're going to get wet. Saturday, chance of rain and windy, 62. Sunday, partly sunny, windy, and 64. Monday, sunny and 65 is what we're looking at with the OBX Today Weather Center forecast. Coastal conditions today, northeast winds 5 to 10 knots, 1 foot waves or less in the sound seas around 3 feet. Water temperatures upper 60s. Next tide change at Oregon Inlet. That's a low tide at 12:35 this afternoon. Sunset tonight at 6:05. Sunrise tomorrow is at 7:26. Currently outside the studios in Uptown Nags Head, 53 degrees. And that's going to wrap it up for OBX Today Live here, presented by Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated on the OBX Today Facebook page and the Sam Walker OBX YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us this morning. Back with you tomorrow morning around 8. Have yourself a great Tuesday, everybody.